Welcome! Today on From Book to Cook, I'll be making a traditional Irish apple cake. Now the recipe comes from Irish Traditional Cooking by Dorina Allen. This type of dish you might find in my upcoming release, The Goblet's Immortal, a fantasy novel releasing in 2020 from Flame Tree Press. I've listed the ingredients in the description below, so now let's get ready and bake! The first thing we're going to do is to sift the flour and baking powder into a bowl. So I have my flour here. I'm going to pour it into the sifter-ish. And here's how much, I can't remember how much, 1/3 teaspoon baking powder. Put that in, and we're going to do the sift. Okay, I'll come back when this is done. Now that that's all nice and sifted into a bowl, as you can see, I'll be adding 1/2 cup of butter, which I'm going to have to blend in with my fingers. This will be a job for both of my hands, so it'll be messy too. I'll be back in a few. Now, as you can see, I've combined everything together with my fingers, and the next step is to make a well, which I did. And you're supposed to add your egg and your milk, just enough milk to make a soft dough. I'll be back. Now I risk getting dough and oil all over my camera, but I wanted to show you what the dough is like. It's a very soft dough. Not a typical cake batter, almost like a scone, or as some say, scone. So yeah, I'm supposed to divide it in half. Half of it goes into a greased 9-inch pan, and the other half is going to go on top once I spread the apples around. Now I've added the apple to the bottom of the cake, on top of the bottom crust. And a good apple to use for this is, you can use any baking apple, but Jonathan apples tend to be nice and soft when they cook. And my grandma recommends them, my aunt recommends them, my cousin recommends them, so I recommend them too. It's important to read a recipe from start to finish before you start cooking, at least once. Well, I made this recipe a long time ago, but I forgot to put in the sugar into the dough. So, the bottom crust. So what I did is, I mixed about 1/3 of the sugar called for into the top crust, and then I sprinkled some cinnamon and another 1/3 over the apples, and I covered it with the top of the dough. So we'll see what happens. Now, next I'm supposed to do an egg wash. We'll see. I've already preheated the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and my apple cake is going to go in for 40 minutes or until it's cooked through and it's a nice brown. We'll see if that works. And there you have it. A fresh, out of the oven, traditional Irish apple cake. If you would like to see more videos of me screwing up traditional recipes, please hit subscribe, and please be sure to check out The Goblet's Immortal, coming in February of 2020. Ta-ta!